There were many differences between the spiritual reality of the First Temple period and the Second Temple period. First Temple period was a much closer period in terms of connection to God, open miracles happening daily, especially in the temple. But one of the biggest losses that we notice between the First and Second Temple period is the loss of prophecy. And again, we don't appreciate what it must be like to have prophecy because we just don't have it. We're like people who are born blind. And we all know what you don't have, you don't miss. But imagine what it would have been like to have just one person, even the most minor prophet, one person who can connect directly with God. So the question is, what happened to prophecy? It disappeared. So the statement made in the Talmud as to why prophecy disappeared is a technical statement. It says that because the Ark of the Covenant was missing from the Holy of Holies in the Second Temple period, we didn't have prophecy. But obviously that's symbolic of something much, much, much deeper. And to understand this point, we have to go a little deeper into what was going on in the Jewish people in the Second Temple period. The Second Temple period was a period of lower spirituality and lower connection. Prophecy is a state that's achieved when a human being gains complete control of their mind and their body and is able to break through the veneer of what we perceive to be reality and enter a higher plane of cognizance. Now, anyone in theory can do this, but we see in the Second Temple period, no one was able to do it. There's even a statement in the Talmud which really, I think, elucidates clearly why we don't have prophecy from the Second Temple period onward. It says that there were definitely people who existed later in Jewish history who would have been prophets, except we didn't deserve it. The Jewish people weren't on a high enough level, so we didn't deserve to have prophecy. The way I describe it is, imagine a person needs to reach a light very high up in a ceiling. No matter how tall they are, they still need to stand on something to be able to reach that light and change the bulb. So too with prophecy. When we get to the Second Temple period, it seems that the Jewish people collectively drop below a certain threshold. And because of that, no matter how great the individuals who come in the Second Temple period and later in history are, none of them are able to achieve prophecy, which again is a huge loss. But the big lesson of the loss of prophecy is that really, just like we say today in history, every generation gets the leadership they deserve. When we Jewish people don't have our act together on a high enough level, we don't get the leadership we deserve, and we don't get the spiritual connection that we deserve and could possibly have. And the biggest lesson we learn from that is if the Jewish people were to reach that level and come together and focus their energy and elevate themselves to a high enough level, that prophecy would return. And that in and of itself would further enable the Jewish people individually and collectively to reach even higher levels and create even greater prophets.